I thought it would be. I guess it's not. Who cares? You get rid of all this nonsense stuff. Just do the flight plan for IVAO, and then we're going to be on our way. Done. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Here's the plane. Get rid of this. DE36, and then done. Let me mute myself. Oh Christ, I hate how I sound. But what can you do? Yeah, I got a weird. We can get rid of the overlay. I got a weird. No, keep the overlay. I got a weird overlay. Look, thing. Posh, eh? That's posh. Let me get rid of this timer that keeps counting down to no. Yeah, I think I can still hear myself, but it sounds horrific. Why can't I hear myself? I have like 4 different streams open. Okay, hello, and welcome to whatever number stream this is, 4, 3, 2. I don't really remember. Let's get this thing fired up if I remember how. Let me just switch my control through the ATR last night. Let me just switch these. Right, profile. And then yes, I'm very lazy. I fly without August. I ain't gonna hold the joystick an hour and a half twisting the rudder. That would be stupid. Right, let's should we do a checklist? Should we try and be somewhat realistic today? Do a checklist. Okay, so let's have a look at the checklist. So, seatbelt secure, yes. Doors, yes, we've done that. Parking brake is set, I've just checked. Gear handle stowed, possibly. Aviation brake is all in, yes. Flaps up. Oxygen, 1550 PSI. Let's go check the oxygen. Yeah, that looks about right, doesn't it? 1550 to 18. So yeah, we're getting a little bit low on the oxygen. Look, USB ports there. Charge my phone. Throttle is closed, yes. I need to just switch. So I have the Airbus, need to just turn off the bursers on both of them. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Cow flaps. Cow flaps, is that closed when it's down there? Open. So, do that in a minute. Let's play with that in a minute. Wait. Ooh. Okay, just give me about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm a little bit too fat to have that because I'm probably going to be like over 1.5 of these seats, to be fair. Okay, aileron trim is centered. Let's just pretend we've checked how it is. Landing gear is down. So I don't know what half the stuff is. Battery on. We've got that. Okay, battery voltage, which I think is one of these down here. Oh, that's the bus voltage. Maybe it's the same thing. Who knows? Maybe that. No, let's just turn the battery off. And it should be 23 volts minimum. So yeah, that must be that. Yeah, bus volt. Okay, done. Yeah, bus. It says bus volts. Crying out loud, idiot. And a test. Doesn't ever seem to do anything, but we've done it. Okay, done. Okay, beacon lights on. Master, battery master on. Yes. Battery master on. Yes. Primary alternator on. Standby alternator on. Fuel quantities checked. Fuel pump low. We can hear it. Turn it off. Standby gyro pump. No clue what that's there. Turn that on. It just says standby gyro pump on. Standby gyro pump illuminated. I reckon that means. Let's zoom out. Yeah. However, we look that moved. Spit that. Can you see that? Is it bit? I don't know. Anyway, that looks to be doing something. Instrument green Instrument is in the green. Yeah, nice. Okay. Standby gyro pump off. Okay. We're gonna go for a cold start because the engine is cold. So we're gonna go for a cold start. Okay, my microphone is on, so I'm not just talking to myself. Well, I am talking to myself, but you know what I mean. Okay, mixture is full. That's that lever, yes. Propeller, high RPM, that would be that lever. Throttle fully open, yes. I'm gonna pop the fuel pump. I know it says 3 seconds, but I always do about 10, to be honest. 2. Got about 5, 6, we got 7 gallons per hour, which is good. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. I always try, but it's not quite throttle. It's about a quarter with the throttle, really. And then we will engine start. Got start. RPM is rising between 1,000 and 1,200. And we are done. Nice. Right. We turn the avionics on then. I missed turning the avionics on. Standby. Before takeoff, mixture. Let's just turn them on. Yeah. Just get them on. And we should probably put that on as well, I should imagine. Right, before takeoff, the next one is engine start hot, engine start flooded. Don't really need any of that. Oh, after starting, here we go. Throttle is, yes, we discussed that. Oil pressure green. Oil pressure here is green, yes. Start extinguished. I assume that's starting, yes. Low level volts, it doesn't say low level up here, which is good. We should have 28 bus volts, looks about that. Engine instruments check, they're all doing something, that's good. Pardon me. Lights is required, we already have the nav and the beacon on, we started the thing. Weather radar is on, it must be on standby, okay, on standby. Avionics on, right, yeah, fair enough. Cabin heat as desired, aircon as desired, we don't need the aircon, it's a nice 21 degrees in here. I go a tiny bit cooler, there we go. Mixture lean for taxi, we'll just pull it back to half, I suppose. brakes check. Okay, let's do a brakes check. Let's just try and not terrify this guy here. Brakes on, brakes off, they work. Cool. Okay, starter does not disengage, we don't need to do that. Right, let's get pushed back. We probably shouldn't have started this engine really, should we? Let's try and manoeuvre ourselves. Gonna hit the building. Oh, let's just do this. I don't know why there's not a decent pushback tool in the bloody game. Right, there we are, we're in the sim. There we go. Right, let's taxi. Let's find out what runway actually. Let's use this. Let's go WX. It might not have it. It being a smallish. Yeah. So it being a smallish airfield. Not surprised. And now we'll get the one from Leeds. So that's 3-3. Where even are we? 3-3. So we'll use 2-8. We'll use 2-8. Let's get to 2-8 and then we'll try and do this run up thing, which I've never actually done, because to be honest, I don't really understand half the stuff on it, but we'll give it a go. We'll try and be all professional today. We'll try and do things properly. On that note, we should probably set the 7,000 score code then, shouldn't we? We're only going to be about 2,500 altitude, so we'll set that while we're just taxiing. There's no other traffic here, I've already checked, so we'll just taxi. We'll make a left here on the Charlie, and then we will hold short, do all the power running up things, see how we get on. Oh look, it knows how fast I'm going, 11 knots it says. It shows me turning and I'm doing 11 knots and heading. Yeah, that's quite cool. Let's set the altimeter. I assume that's on one of the checklists at some point, but just do it now. Very hot in the cabin. I need to adjust that before I start sweating. Shit, no, we should start taking off layers of clothes. Right, let's just get his nose. You're supposed to like stop facing the wind, aren't you? I don't want to go past the stop line though, that'll have to do. Okay. Yeah, I'm just using the one that comes with the Bonanza, with the black square Bonanza, GTC Bonanza. I'm just using that checklist. It's on page, I don't know what it's, that down the bottom anyway. Okay, parking brakes set. NCS is tested and considered. Well, there's not any, so that should be good. Remote compass slaved and a light. I think that's that. I don't know. Click it. It doesn't do anything for me. Right, fuel full rich. So we push the RPM up to 1700, then we exercise propeller to 300 RPM drop. That's just like gobbledygook, innit? Let's just... So, if we get the throttle up to, what did it say, 1700? Right, so that's gonna be... there. Then we drop the propeller RPM to 300. I don't know, just turn it off. And then, put that back up. And drop that. Maybe we did it. Who knows, let's leave that at just above 1,000 so we don't get more faults. Right, see what I don't really know what I'm doing with this stuff. Primary alternator off. I assume this is something to do with the whole mode, so that's dropped. Look. When I turn that off, that drops, and that goes, so I assume that's right. then yeah, whatever. Alternator load increase. Yes, it does. It increases. It vanishes, to be fair, so that's probably not right then, is it? Who knows? Standby, alternator off, yeah, load increase, load primary, that's all, yeah. Throttle, yeah. Yeah. Autopilot test. So we turn the autopilot on. It came on, I assume that's what you're supposed to do with that. Yeah, we're similar for stuff, but it's like, I think we've done enough, to be fair. Let's just get going. We set flaps for takeoff. Heading. Oh, yes, so no, you're supposed to do. So you're supposed to like, have the heading bug set, and then do 30 degrees each side. And this, we'll get better at doing all this realistic stuff at some point, are you? Flight controls are free and moving. Yes, we bring you back. We move the stick over to here. Set altimeters, yet departure altitude set, takeoff heading set. We're gonna, yeah, roughly, then we're gonna go 2,500 feet. Yeah. I think actually you're supposed to stick to 1,000 feet, but we'll just go up to 2,500. So before takeoff, mixture max power, yeah, oil, yeah, auxiliary fuel pump off, air conditioning off, landing lights on, transponder, alt mode, weather radar on. So let's do some of this. So transponder can go, or what did it say to put the transponder on? Alt mode. Where's that? That one? Right, that's on alt mode. Done. Weather radar can come on. Landing lights. Landing. They can go, which is probably I had them, but never mind. And landing lights off. Panel set dim, yeah. Okay, before takeoff, yeah, air conditioning lights, yeah, that's where we are, right. Takeoff, full throttle, brakes released, engine switch, check landing gear up, down range. Flaps retracted 80, and then we're going to bring the autopilot in. Right, let's get going. Let's get going. Right, here we go. Okay. So we'll make the turn, we'll line ourselves up on the runway, and then we shall give it the means. Not set any trim yet, so we'll just set a little bit of nose up. Okay, parking brakes are set. Finger throttle off. Well, let's release. Let's go. Okay, so now once we're over the end of the runway, we bring the gear up. I reckon that's probably about there. We're going slightly quick, so we'll get them flaps up. Probably bring the power back a little bit. Okay, let's retrim. Let's avoid Surburn, because that's what they want you to do. Avoid Surburn. Then we'll just exit straight off, and we will engage the autopilot. Set the right direction on, and we'll set the heading, and we'll set the altitude. And we'll let go of the stick. Nice, we're up. We're not climbing very high, so where's the thing? Right, max power RPM, propeller RPM 2007. bring that back a little bit. No, that's there. We don't need that amount of power, I don't think. We'll bring it back a little bit. Open that back up. Air conditioning. Yeah, we need to just reduce that on a little bit. Get it a little bit hot. It is quite warm. Let's have some aircon. Why not? Okay, done.
Color traffic, Speedbird 9985 is currently descending through 7,800 on the ILS runway 30 approach. We'll report final.
It's getting a bit deaf, that. Okay, shall we have a look? Shall we have a look and see if we can find out where we are then? I reckon that over there looks like Leeds City Centre. Yeah, that's Leeds City Centre. So that would be the A1 M1 link, which this place would be. Oh, I can't think of the name. It's an old mine. Oh, what's it called? Oh, I've actually been. Oh, what's it? I'll have to Google it now. Hang on, let me have a look. Let me have a look. It's so it's up near Swillington. St. Aidan's. It's an RSPB site called St. Aidan's. So this is Woodlesford, Rockwell and things over here. There's Leeds City Centre. Let's just go a little bit that way. So it's Leeds City Centre, so Leeds Airport would be somewhere over there. And there is a tower online, but obviously he only controls the ATZ, and there's nobody on check, so I can't ask anybody from a transit because there's nobody available. So we don't have any choice except for just to fly through it. Obviously, if there would have been somebody on a radar or control, we contacted them for a transit, but there's not, so we don't have to. Right, let's do the cruise checklist. We're technically a cruise now, so we're going to close the cowl flaps. Says turn landing lights off, but I don't know what altitude it expects us to be, so we'll just leave. Yeah, we'll leave them on. Why not? Pilot E on. I don't know where that is. It ain't very cold to be fair, so I don't really need pitot in, but we'll turn them on. So pitot heat is on. Oh no, if outside temperature is less than 4, it's not less than 4, so we'll leave them on. If fuel is good, we don't have tip tanks. Okay, we need to lean the fuel. I'm never really sure about this thing. It says you just pull it back until it says leanest, to be fair. There you go, I think I've done that right. Propeller, we need to be at 2,500 RPM. We're a little bit less than that, but we are running. We are running quite well. We're 155 knots, so I don't really want to mess with that. That's a good speed for us. Oxygen, we do not require since we're only at 200 feet. Throttle fully open. Again, I don't really want to mess with them. We've got a nice speed going. Cabin heat as desired, air conditioning as desired, engine VFR, and monitor. They're all working. Sweet. Right, so where are we actually going? How are we going to get there? Not actually shown you, have I? So, okay, first things first, I will switch. Let's have a look at the map. So we're heading towards Walshy. Like, I'm from this area, so I know I can just navigate with the landmarks. But we're gonna go tune Walshy. So let's do that now. So we got 114.10. Okay, so we've just tuned Walshy viewer. I think we're going to be tracking that inbound on radio of 070. So I'm going to turn this 070, which is outbound on a radio 070. That's going to be about there, I reckon. So we're not far off, look, really. You can see a little nav map. We're not far off. We'll correct that as we go, probably about now. Yeah, so we're going to go 26 miles from one CPUR. Ooh. Sorry about that, pilots with dodgy microphones again. Can't be helped, fortunately. So yeah, 26 miles, then we're going to take what's known, we're going to not cut the corner, we'll go straight, then we'll come in. We're going to fly through the Manchester low-level corridor, which is basically a corridor that you can go through, but you don't have to contact ATC. You are supposed to squawk 7366, I believe it is, and you are supposed to monitor Manchester as well on a server. Obviously we don't have that option with nobody being on at this time of day. That's the problem with me flying at this time of day. There's not many people about, really. And yeah, so it's going to limit us being able to get ATC a lot of the time, and I can't do it only on an evening because family and things. Yeah, so 26 miles, we're going to go a little bit, we'll probably go a little bit further actually. We'll probably go to 23, and then we'll turn, and we've got to be 1,300 feet, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say to use the corridor, you have to be below 1,300 feet. Shall it's 1,300. If anybody is watching and you know more, please feel free to pop a comment in. Low level corridor. Yes, so you need, so VFR must be maintained, so we'll see when we get there what the weather's like. Let me just make a little course correction on this. Your maximum altitude is 1,300 feet on the Manchester QNH. Max speed is 140 knots. So we're going to have to drop the speed a little bit, that's not a problem. And then minimum visibility is at least 4 kilometers. And aircraft must monitor Manchester radar and squawk 7366. Yes, that's that's everything that you're supposed to do then. Right. What that is, somebody else, some dodgy microphone. Sweet. Okay, we better climb a little bit here because we're going to be in some difficulties otherwise. We need to go up to 4. The safe altitude is safe altitude's about 3,000. We'll go a little bit higher. It gives us a bit of a better view then, I think, as well, doesn't it? So we're still about 1,000 feet above us, which is good. Not really sure where we are now. Could do a little bit of a tour, I suppose, couldn't we, of Leeds area, pointed out some stuff to you. Maybe another day we're going to use Surburn as like our little base of operations, I think. We won't be flying out of Surburn to a destination, then back to Surburn. That'd be a little bit pointless, but what we'll do is we will head out of Surburn like we are doing today. We're going to go to North Wales. We're going to go down the North Wales coast and have a look at some things. And then we'll probably do a couple of flights around Wales area. Then at some point we'll probably fly back to Surburn. And we'll use Surburn as sort of base of operation, sort of thing. Yeah, we'll just use it as our sort of base of operations. So we'll come. Honestly, we won't come back every single trip. So we won't go Surburn to where we're going today, and then come all the way back to Surburn.
Contact 1.5 pass on the LS 33 for touch go.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically that then, yeah. There's not really much to, well, there's loads to see, loads of beautiful scenery. Let me have a look where we are now. See if I can point anything out to you. So the M62 is just below us. Ooh, that's the... Hang on, I can't see. Is that the farmhouse? No, we may have passed the farmhouse. Yeah, we have passed the farmhouse, so if I look back, so you see there, just between the windows, the motorway splits. The motorway separates into two. Let's turn around and go and have a look. You probably genuinely don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You can always leave if you don't want to hear it. That's not an issue. What happened was, when they were building the motorway, there was a farm, and the farmer was offered, like most things, he was offered a chance for some money to leave. And he was like, no, I'm not leaving, no. And I assumed they tried offering him more money. And he was like, no, I'm not leaving, no. And then, so they built the motorway around him, basically. So to build the motorway, it splits and it goes around the farm. And then they put in access tunnels and other things so he could get in and out. Obviously, he's gone now, I think. There was another, and I actually read a news article the other day about the people who live there now saying the traffic noise is great. And what do you expect? You're living between a motorway. Not living in the middle of the countryside and no traffic, do you? You're living next to one of the busiest motorways in the country. So yeah, there it is, look, there's the split. I wonder if the farmhouse is there. Let's when I get a bit nearer, we'll dip a wing and we'll see if it doesn't look like the farmhouse is actually there, to be honest. Over there is Huddersfield. So you can't, let me turn off this good camera, I can see. So yeah, so that way is Huddersfield, over there's Holmfirth, where the shot, oh yeah, look, the house isn't actually there. Oh no, the house is there. Looks a little bit blobby, but it is there, look. Some stationary truck, which I'm not surprised, the M62 is always stationary. So yeah, there's the famous house in the middle of the M62, and like I said, there's Huddersfield over there. We've got Ebden Bridge and Halifax over this side of us. Holmfirth is where they shot the last of the summer wine. Anybody who's young won't have a clue what that is. It was a TV show about three older gentlemen that got up to a slightly comical mischief for people of their age, basically. We just leveled the wings. Somewhere over there is Crosslands Airfield, which is a little airfield in Huddersfield area, where the Queen actually landed at, I believe. If you believe the story. There it is, look. I think that's it, just there, look. Not actually commercial or anything. Right, let's make another turn and we'll carry on the original course. We're heading towards Rotsey. I just thought you might find that a little bit interesting, maybe. Is my microphone even on? Oh, it is. That's good. That's good. If ever your daughter heard me talking for a duration of time, chances are I have moved my microphone accidentally, so just give me a message, let me know. And I don't look like a complete idiot sat here for 10 minutes chatting to myself. Right, autopilot may as well go back on. What altitude was I set at? Yeah, I have come down a little bit, but it's all good. Okay. So the same applies with the we're just on the edge of the Manchester airspace now. We managed to just avoid it if I show you, look. So we managed to just avoid it. We're going to go back and keep out of it until we get to the low level. Once we get in towards here, we will begin a descent. Keep an eye out for Middlesbrough. What the Winter Hill mast looks like. We might go look at that. And then, yeah, see how we get on. I may have to land earlier than what I wanted, because every time I detour, it messes it up, and so we may end up having to land somewhere else and not completing this leg of the flight. I think I may have been a little bit ambitious, to be honest. So we may end up landing at Barton, maybe, and then continuing the rest of the way tomorrow when I've got a little bit more time. Real life commitments and such. Possibly. We'll see how we get on. Let's carry on having a look outside the window then, shall we? We'll keep an eye on the... So that would be... yeah, that possibly could be Manchester over there, maybe? I'm a little bit... Yeah, possibly. Possibly could be Manchester. That's more than likely... That's more than likely the M62 below us. Down there, look, that squiggly line. That's probably the M62. So Rochdale is dead in front of us here. Rochdale's dead in front. Let's get a turn going. There we go. Yeah, so Rochdale is underneath us. And then, yeah. Not really, I don't really know much about this area as a whole, to you. Like, it's one of those things where you tend to just drive through it. You know what I mean? You don't really stop and get out the car and wander around, but it looks nice enough, doesn't it? I have been on the M62 quite a lot, and how are we doing? A little bit that way. Yeah, so I have been on the M62 quite a lot, but I've never actually stopped at places like Rochdale or Ramsbottom or Littleborough or anything. Just tend to just drive past them on the motorway, really, which I suppose you should. You should venture and have a look. So we've got Rochdale, then we've got Burley, and then we've got Bolton, which is where Peter Kay and and such from. Yeah, I think we may have to land. I think we may have to possibly land at Manchester City, as it's sometimes called, Barton, and gone down to 7 degrees. Not really an issue, because I'm not a cold person. I'm not actually sat in the plane, am I? Let's face it. I'm not delusional. Well, I am delusional, but not in that sense of being delusional, to be honest. Wonderful looking stuff, though. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Maybe we should go up to Blackpool, you know. Maybe we should just go to Blackpool from here. We can fly up to Blackpool, do the whole Fleetwood and everything next time, and then come down the coast maybe, or there's just so many options. That's the problem. Trying to decide where to fly. Hook my phone. Trying to decide where to fly is one of the hardest things. It's so difficult. That must be Manchester. So if that's Manchester, that means the airport is going to be roughly where the wing is. So somewhere off the wing, somewhere there, maybe. Somewhere there. So, oh, if I can see Manchester, can I see Manchester Barton / Manchester City? So let's try and get a reference. There was a big motorway junction coming up. So there, maybe that big roundabout, no? Yeah, big roundabout doesn't look like a roundabout. So there's a river. So you can little nav map, no, there's a pond and a small river. Pond, small river. Oops. Yeah, I don't really know, to be fair. It's quite hard to get a reference if you don't know the area. We should be right over a massive junction now. Yes, that's that. So if you follow that down, you come to another junction, which we can't see for the wing of the plane. But once we get past that, we should be able to maybe see. And then it's not as far as the river. Okay, so there's the river. River's going the wrong way, so it's gonna be... That might be it there, look. That might be it. Possibly could be it. Anyway, oh Christ, that scared me to death.
France H1, H2, starts with the sun fetch level 1, 8,000.
I tried to mute that because that was very, very loud. Okay, we're in a little bit of cloud. Let's get descended. Let's watch that speed. We're going to be getting close now to the low level. We've actually infringed on the airspace, but as I say, nobody's on. I've checked, so it's not an issue. Obviously, if somebody would have been on with that descent rate speaker, if somebody would have been on, I would have contacted them and got the necessary clearances and such. But As nobody's on, there's no need. We're too high for the low level. And we're also in a little bit of cloud cover, not much. We'll get ourselves down to 1,300 feet. What is the Manchester QNH? Let's have a quick look. .WX, no, WX, EGCC. 110. Is that what it's set? Yeah. Okay, it's quite clear down here, look. Quite clear. So we'll go the other way. Got some different stuff. Just trying to get down to 1,300. We're on the Manchester QNH. We're not going to overspeed or anything. Which is good. I'm not actually descending now. Yeah, oh, that must be that mast. That must be the Winter Hill mast over there, look. See it? Quite impressive, isn't it? Ooh, we'll have to go see if Emily mast is in the game. It should be, that's like one of the biggest landmarks probably in all of West Yorkshire is the Emily Moor TV mast. Once you sort of see that, you sort of know you're getting close to being home when you're like out and about and stuff. You come, oh, right, I took my hand off to scratch my nose, that was a mistake. When you go out for the day-on-day trips and you're coming home and you see the Emily Moor mast, you're like, yeah, we're getting there, you know what I mean? We're getting close. We're getting close. Now let's go around these houses.
London traffic, Air France H122, descend flight level 7,000.
Let me turn it down, because that is ridiculously loud. That is ridiculously loud. Okay, we're at 1,400, we need to go down 100 more. We'll just get past these industrial estates, and then when we turn, the weather looks okay, the weather looks good, the visibility looks good. We're below the cloud. Not sure if we're 1,000 feet from the cloud, but we are below the cloud, we're in sight of the ground. So I think we're good. Remember we have a 140 knot speed limit going through the low level. So let's just get ourselves set on just a bit below 1,300. I like to be a tiny bit below. And should we just set the squawk? Should we do squawking? Should we do, what was it, 7366? So 7366. And then we are supposed to tune Manchester, aren't we, as well? 13. Let's pretend to do that. 13005. Just taking my eyes off the plane, no, that's the problem. Just crept up, but we are just on the outside of it, so we can actually use. Let's use the autopilot. Use the autopilot. Okay, so we are in the low-level corridor now. Doing everything we should be doing. We tuned to 135.005. We're on squawk 7. 366. We don't have to call. If there was Manchester online, we don't have to call. As long as we're below, we're not below 1300 though, are we? Even though we told it to go below 1300. Why are we still climbing? Okay, now we're descending. No, we're still climbing. Right. You check out the scenery. We're back in a second. Back. Whereabouts are we? About a quarter of the way through it. We need to just go a little bit more on the left. So what can we... Ooh, what's that? Is that a prison? That must be a prison. Let's change view to Google Satellite. Yeah, Risley Prison, that one. That road there is very choppy here, but that road there is the M6, with just slightly higher. Let's go down to I don't like being this, it's a bit scary being this low to be honest, it's quite built up area, isn't it? Quite built up really. What's that right over there? See that big white thing? I don't know. That is where Liverpool is over there. But it's making me feel a bit motion sick, even though I don't get motion sick. Yeah, so we're doing alright, we're almost through. kids. Finished college, so at home all the time. Yay! You know, every time I look out the cockpit window, I just think, wow, that looks so pretty. I genuinely do. It's like if I close my eyes and I open my eyes and I just look and I just think, God, that looks good, doesn't it? Don't you think that looks good? And I know my system, like my system's nowhere near the best. It's budget at best, you know what I mean? Like everything in its budget bits, more or less. But even with that, it looks, just look at it, it looks stunning. I can only imagine what it'd look like on like proper hardware, like the best graphics card and the best CPU you can get for gaming. I can only imagine how stunning it must look on that, where it's like 60 FPS and everything's smooth, no screen tearing or anything. I get a little bit of screen tearing. You can see it sort of on the frame there, but it doesn't really bother me. I don't think it's because I'm streaming. I get it when I'm not streaming too. To be honest, it's not. I'm not one of these people that, like, I fly pretty much everywhere like that. If I want to look out the window, I will, and I just leave the camera like that when I'm on autopilot, and then I'll press F. And I even have yeah, we'll go back to Unicom and then we will squawk 7,000 as well. So we're pretty much there now. We can just start arcing a little bit. But we're outside the corridor. Let's go back up to 3,000. Let's back up to 4,500 feet, sorry. And get it to do it. Give it some more throttle now. If we can exceed, can go more than the 40 knots. Sometimes flying a little bit slower is nice. Just taking the scenery more. Look at that. I know I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it all the time. But look at how amazing that looks. It really does. Really, really does. we want to be over there by that water, I think that's where we need to be. I do want to be over there by that water. I think that is, I don't know the technical term, I'm rubbish at technical terms, but the big water thing, let's just call it the big water thing. Sort of, would it be an estuary? Well, I suppose it does connect to a river. What river does it connect to? It's the River D. The River D it connects to. So yeah, then it would be, I suppose, classed as an estuary. So yeah. Yeah, it would be, yeah, I think it would probably then be an estuary, wouldn't it? We need to be turning more that way, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that one on this side is at the River D. Sorry. This one here is the River D one, River D somewhere there. This one here is the one that basically comes through Liverpool. So it comes through Liverpool. So over, oops. So that there, that little light grey patch there, that could be Liverpool John Lennon Airport, I think. Yeah, that could be that. Cool things there, whatever they are, I don't know, but they look cool. And then, yeah, so we are heading for, yeah, so the River D is basically that. It looks like a canal, but I guess they've rerouted the river for whatever reason and made it into a canal-shaped thing. We have an airport here, which is Howden, Echo Golf November Romeo. Never been there, we may have to go there one day. That might be fun. Yes, so we're going to follow the cloud. We're going to get over the sea. I think we will drop down to a little bit lower because there looks to be some haze. And I want to try and be semi-realistic and fly semi-realistically with the weather conditions. There's no rain or anything on the weather radar, so that's good. Just a little bit of fluffiness, I think. Some sort of big building over there, look, with the chimneys on. I wonder what that could possibly be. Well, it's a power station. I can't pronounce that, but I won't even try. But I will try. Connie's Crew Power Station. And there's something called Flint Bridge. So there's also a big bridge somewhere. Which doesn't seem to be in the sim. But it would be, if you can see the cursor where the white patch is, it would be, it should be just there, where that white patch is. Yeah, so the road, you can't see because the graphics aren't the best, but there's a road that runs up the coast here. That takes you up to a place called Bestatten. I've actually been there on holiday. It was alright, to be fair. It wasn't like mind-blowing, but it was alright. We'll keep the speed up because as I say, I'm running a little bit low on time, really. The setting up and messing about, I didn't take that into account like a numpty head. So we're estimating half an hour on the flight plan that I've selected, which is the north coast basically. So we'll find you a good angle so you can see what's going on while I have a quick look. Yeah, so safe altitude is 1,500 feet, so we'll drop down to see how we get. No, too much. Okay, well done. Okay, 500 a minute. I've done that over that little bit of land as well there, so I still say it's going to be a safe altitude. 1,500. Yeah, one of the most frustrating things about driving up this coast road here is if you couldn't see the sea, you didn't know you was on a coast road, because every time you got to a bit where there was nothing, so every time you got to a bit where you thought, oh, I can see the sea, there was some sort of stupid wall. It was like they were trying to keep it hidden from you, like they were trying to keep your interest up or something weird. I'm not liking that lump there, but I think we're gonna go just miss it. So yeah, it was a weird place. It wasn't what I call spectacular, but I wouldn't call it rubbish either. And I know a lot of people have like said negative things and stuff about Will and things in real world and what have you, but I didn't mind it, to be fair. I like anywhere with a beach, to be honest. Anywhere with semi-decent weather and a beach, I'm happy. Get my fat person bodyboard out and float around on that, to be fair. I never bothered going in the sea. For the last year, I thought, just get on with it, man up, you know what I mean, jump in. So if I was too cold, I used to go into like my knees, and not to be too graphical, but when you get to a certain depth, you know what happened. When you get to a certain depth, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I could never, just like, and then just thought, just jump in, just jump, just flop, just get totally wet. And then, like I say, once you've been in for a few minutes, your body gets warmed up anyway. I have the throttles cracked full open because I want to get there. As I say, I'm running a bit low on time, but I do want to try and get there. So, the checklist for the descent, which we've sort of descended, but the checklist for the descent is just the cowl flaps closed, they've already closed, reduced throttle yet, mixture enriched, engine performance monitor, summing to head temperatures at 116 C minimum. The approach, seats and seatbelts secured. We should probably do with switching tanks, to be honest. Let's switch fuel tanks. Fuel tank switched. I always forget to do the talking. Oxygen off, we don't need to do that. Right, let's just prep as if our landing lights are still on. Pilot heat, we're not below 4 outside. I don't know how you're supposed to know what the temperature outside is. Maybe it tells you somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. So who knows? And then air conditioning off. We do that when we get a little bit nearer. Okay, landing. Okay, let's have a look where we are. So where are we now? So yeah, press start. This is work out exactly where we are. No, we've gone past it. Okay, turn around. I want to shoot where I went on holiday. Yeah, I look at all the windmills out in the ocean. There were hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. All to be a similar power, probably half of a power station. Don't get me started on the whole green power stuff. I like it, don't get me wrong, but you need a hell of a lot of windmills to replace a coal power station, don't you? Let's just leave it at that. Is any of this stuff clickable? That is, look at that. I feel like I'm in Top Gun now. That looks, you know, I'm too busy not concentrating and I'm gonna crash. And how do I make it go away? Oh, okay, yeah, nice. Okay, so what I've done a circle to try and show you is where I went on holiday in my caravan. So it's this site just there. This is Prest Haven, a Haven caravan site. And if I roll the wings any second now, I'm thinking. If I roll the wings now, there we go. So we stopped, we just tipped that way a little bit in the caravan. We were somewhere here, we were in that one there, just underneath the window. We were in that one. Not the dark brown one, the one next to it, I'm sure we were. Yeah, we were there. And then we used to come down this road. That's a horrible junction. A horrible junction to get out of. And then, yeah, this is Prestatern here, Rail up there. But no, we really enjoyed it, to be fair. Nice beach. I mean, not much, but you don't need much, do you? You don't need... No, it's like some people seem to think they need loads and loads of facilities, and you don't. You need a toilet, possibly, and then you need a beach. That's basically it. So yeah, we had a day on the beach here. It was lovely. The tide's in at the moment, by the looks of it, but yeah, it was nice. Then we drove. So there was a takeaway where we used to go every night. When I'm on holiday, I don't go. We eat takeaways every night. So there was a takeaway, that's a pub, and then I think it was just before the pub, and maybe that little street just there, just where the wingtip is. Yeah, so yeah, we went there every night. Because once I find somewhere that's semi-decent, what's the point in just constantly having to try new things and get disappointed? There's not a lot of point, is there? Yeah, we'll probably fly back this way one day, and I'll go in more depth. Went to the Welsh Mountain Zoo. I'd have to have a look at Google Maps to find where that was, but it was near Rill. We're coming up on Rill. I think, no, it wasn't Rill, it was Conway, I think. And to be honest, I can't remember. It was like years and years and years ago. Yeah, so that would be Rill underneath us right now. There's a little harbour. That's an Asda. Yeah, that's a big Asda. That's some sort of racetrack. I think it's like cars though. Like demolition derby type of stuff, I think. Quite fun. Stock car racing. But yeah, that's an Asda. Went to the Asda a couple of times. And looked on the, yeah, quite nice enough, to be fair. Nothing wrong with it. So I can get all these snooty people. I always read these articles. It's all these snooty people. Like, I went to a seaside town and it was run down and derelict, and it's like, well, don't go again then. You know? It's like, God, it's like, why? It's like, stop moaning about everything. Just stop moaning. You know what I mean? Some people just like, yeah. Right, autopilot. Oh no, autopilot off. Heading, right, autopilot on. That'll do. Right, so we're heading towards... Now, I know my pronunciations are rubbish, and I do apologise, and I don't do the whole Welsh thing, but I think it's called Conway Bay, or Colwyn Bay, something like that. And that's here. This is this bay here coming up. And then on the other side, I keep muting to yawn, I'm sorry. On the other side of that hill small mountain, whatever you want to class it as. That's where Langdon No is, or Clangdon No, or something like that anyway. So do they have the Welsh Open Snooker tournament there, I think. If you like snooker, I like snooker. That's where they have the Welsh Open Snooker, I believe, in Clangdon No. I say London No, it's got L, but some people say Clangdon No. No, nice place. I liked it anyway. Ugh. Yeah, I'm really running out of time, so we may have to just make it a straight line now. I think we will have to just go in a straight line, so I need to be climbing up a safe altitude of 2,500 feet. Let's go up to that. And let's turn. I'm just navigating by little nav map. I know we tend to normally do a lot of VFR and NDB navigation, and we don't have a little nav map on, but every now and again, I just fancy just keeping it simple, you know. Now I said I want to go up to 2,500 a bit earlier, but looking at that cloud, I don't know now. We just have to get over this mountain, and then we can drop back down again. There's nowhere else to land that's nearby, to be honest. Where we're going is the nearest. That might be. There's a thing. There's a farm strip behind us. May. Let's look at the clouds. We're not going to be able to fly through them, are we? Not going to be able to fly through that, I don't think. I'm going to have to turn. We're going to have to turn. Give us a chance to see Langdon No, Clangdon No, I suppose. Well, it's all good, really. But there it is on his nose. So there's a little pier on the right-hand side. It's quite nice. Got little shops on it and stuff. If you're interested in that sort of stuff. My other half, she loves shopping. They have like a cable car. Don't like cable cars. I don't like heights. We didn't do that this time because it was shut. We were going to go on a weird bus up the hill, but the queue was absolutely huge. So we decided not to bother. We just took the car. The poor car trying to climb that hill was, let's just say, it was struggling slightly. And then there's a big castle, you know, somewhere. We'll have to do a bit of a sightseeing tour one day, won't we? Go see all the castles. Have to even in the simulator. I'd hope they are. Yeah, so we're gonna hug these hills, and we're gonna keep hugging them. We're gonna go down that way. I may have to go quiet for 5 minutes while I just run and do a little bit of stuff that I was supposed to do before I go pick up my car. I may just... Yeah, I want a pretty decent heading here. I may just leave you all to watch the scenery as I just run down and empty the dishwasher. I think that's a plan. I'll give you a nice side view, look. So you've got something to look at. We're back in. I'll give you a nice side view so you've got something nice to look at. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, I'm back. Wow, I just did catch a little bit of scenery there that we just flew past, and oh my god, that was amazing. Guessing some sort of quarry. Well, look at that. Is that a quarry? It must be a quarry. Yeah, Penrith Slate Quarry. Slate Quarry, very nice. Just look at that. Absolutely stunning. So below us is the A55. We're just passing Bangor on this side. Oops. Just passing Bangor down of Walsey over there. I think it's Walsey. There's a big castle somewhere. That must be a train station. Look. Where's the big castle? Where's the castle? We may have possibly flown past the castle. We may have flown past it. I don't have time to turn around, sadly, but if you do want me to fly back and revisit some of the other places, we can do it on another day. I genuinely do. Like, somebody had to ask me why we started streaming, and I thought, well, I said, well, why not? You know what I mean? I do these flights anyway. I'm not doing these flights to try and get views or subscribe people or following things or whatever it's all called. I'm not doing it for any of those reasons. I'm doing it because this is how I enjoy Flight Simulator. I don't fly. I do fly the big jets. I do fly the fly-by-wire. I own the PMDG. I love the British Aerospace 146. I'm really enjoying the ATRs that came out a while ago. Really love those aircraft, but this is what I really enjoy doing. Flying 140, 150 knots or whatever. Just flying around, looking at places I'm never going to be able to visit. Every single town, every single landmark in the UK. I'm just not. But with Flight Simulator, I can sort of. We're not. You don't get the same thing, but sort of. I can. Right. Let me stop babbling on. Let's see if we can get any meta. We can. EGCK, yes, that's right. So 240 at 13. 230 at 13 would mean runway 25. Give me the active runway, so we will. Should we join overhead? Should we join? We'll join downwind on the dead side, and then we'll cross 07 threshold, descending to 1000, join right hand, or should we just join on base? Because I'm a little bit short on time, I'm gonna join on base. We can always do some other stuff later on. I am a little bit high. So let's bring the speed back a little bit first. There's the airfield right below us. So I think what we will do is we will fly a little bit this way. Then I think we'll just do a right hand orbit. Then I think we'll just join on the base leg for 25. Yeah, I think we'll just do something like that. So we'll make that turn. We'll start making the turn now. Right, I assume. See, I don't really know, to be honest, in real life, how they do it, whether they join overhead, or there'll probably be some sort of controller on here, I would imagine. It has got a little bit of airspace around it, I think. You know, well, a little bit of Class G ATZ. Maybe they'd have like a FISO or something, you know what I mean? And yeah, maybe. I mean, that's how they do it here. I don't know. As I say, I'm not a professional pilot. I'm not a real live pilot or anything. I just little bits here and there that I picked up over the years and stuff. People have told me and things like that. So we're joining on right hand base for runway 25. I won't do any radio calls because there's no other traffic, and I find it very annoying when people are constantly calling up and they're the only aircraft there. It's like, why? Just check if there's other aircraft there, fair enough, good job. But if you're there by yourself, what is the point, right? Flaps run, landing gear going down. Why isn't the landing gear going down? Now it's going down, okay. We're still at 1,000 feet, but we're only going to 80 knots, so we've got plenty of time to lose the additional altitude. Where's the runway? Runway's there. I don't like how, with that speed, I don't like how there's houses right by the runway, look. Why is the throttle not working? Oh, what the heck? And we just crashed live on stream, just the plane just did a flip for some reason. Wasn't that bizarre? That can't have been wind shear, can it? That was, speed was about 80, 85, 75, 80. Very strange. Anyway, I guess since we've crashed and killed ourselves, we'll leave it.